Stress is an inevitable part of our lives. We all encounter it in various forms, at work, in personal relationships, and during times of change. Stress accompanies us when we face problems that we can't control, or when we try to avoid what we don't like. And while stress may seem like something destructive, it can actually be controlled. Today, we'll discuss how Stoicism can help us manage stress and find inner peace, even amidst the external chaos. The impact of stress on the body and mind. When we talk about stress, it's important to understand that it's not just an emotional state. It's a complex response of the body to external triggers. When we experience stress, our body reacts biologically. Adrenaline is released, heart rate speeds up, muscles tense, and breathing becomes more rapid. This is the fight or flight response, which helped our ancestors survive in wild conditions when facing predators. But in modern life, stress often arises from situations that do not threaten our physical safety, such as problems at work or worries about the future. Even though we're not in immediate danger, the body and mind still react as if we are. This can lead to chronic tension, insomnia, and even heart disease or immune system issues. So how can we learn to manage this state? Causes of stress. Why do we react the way we do? Stress arises not only from external events, but also from how we perceive them. Stoics teach us that we cannot control what happens to us, but we can control how we react to these events. Our reaction depends on our internal beliefs. When we face a difficult situation, we have several possible reactions. One is avoidance. We try to escape the problem or ignore it. This may be a temporary solution, but it doesn't remove the source of stress. Another reaction is aggression. When we experience stress, we may start defending ourselves or attacking others, not realizing that we're struggling to handle the situation ourselves. The third reaction is panic. When things spiral out of control, we lose the ability to think clearly and begin making rash, impulsive decisions. However, according to the Stoics, none of these reactions are inevitable responses to stress. We can learn to slow down our reaction, become aware of it, and control it. Stoicism's foundations and how it helps us manage. Stress Stoicism is a philosophy based on the idea that we can only control our thoughts, feelings, and actions. Everything external, people, events, circumstances, is beyond our control. Stress often arises because we try to change things that are not within our power. Stoics teach us that it's important to distinguish between what we can change and what we cannot. We cannot change the weather, the actions of others, or events in the world, but we can change how we react to these circumstances. The core principle of Stoicism is to divide the world into two parts: things that are within our control and things that are not. For example, if we're late to a meeting, we cannot go back and change the time, but we can change how we respond to the situation. Stoics teach us that accepting the situation and focusing on what is within our control brings inner peace and tranquility. Practical Stoic techniques for managing stress, the practice of accepting the inevitable. When we face a difficult situation, it's helpful to ask ourselves, what can I change about this? If the answer is clear, we begin to act. But if nothing is within our control, accepting the situation frees us from unnecessary tension. We realize that this is temporary, and we can control how we behave. The Stoic Journal. Keeping a journal helps us become aware of how often we stress about things we can't control. In a journal, we can not only record negative emotions, but also reflect on how Stoic principles helped us overcome stressful situations. This helps us approach problems more rationally and learn from them. Breathing techniques. When we experience stress, our brain sends a signal that we need to fight or flee. Stoics teach us to refocus our attention on our body and control our breathing. This helps calm down and regain clarity of thought. Try a few deep breathing cycles. Inhale through the nose for 4 counts, hold the breath for 4 counts, exhale through the mouth for 6 to 8 counts. This is a simple yet effective way to regain control. Mindfulness and meditation. Stoics believe that being present in the moment allows us to see things as they are, without excess emotion. Meditation and mindfulness help us catch ourselves in moments of stress and calm down. For instance, if you feel a situation is getting out of control, focus on your breathing and remind yourself that this moment is not the end of the world. It's just a part of the process of life. How great Stoics applied their principles. Marcus Aurelius, despite his power as the emperor of Rome, faced many hardships, wars, betrayals, personal losses. In his meditations, he wrote that a true Stoic can remain calm despite external hardships. He said, "It's important to remember that everything happening to us is a natural part of life, and we shouldn't judge events as good or bad. Instead, we should focus on how we respond to them." Seneca, a philosopher and tutor to Nero, endured many hardships, including exile and poverty. But he always maintained his calm and taught that accepting the inevitable is a way to free ourselves from fear and stress. Epictetus, once a slave, became one of the most famous Stoics. He argued that our freedom doesn't lie in external conditions, but in how we perceive the world. If we understand that we cannot change external reality, we can begin to live in harmony with ourselves. Conclusion: how Stoicism can transform our lives. Stoicism teaches us to view stress not as something that destroys us, but as an opportunity for growth. We learn not to resist life, but to accept it as it is, directing our energy toward what we can control. By applying Stoicism to our daily lives, we can find a way to be calm and clear-headed, no matter what's happening around us.